Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. Today on the program, 4 persons of interest in the Jolo Cathedral blast come forward.
Nakakatakot din kasi hindi mo masabihan na, wait, hindi naman totoo yan.
Denying their involvement in the deadly bombings.
I have to attest that that boy is not really the one that you accuse of.
Authorities say manhunt operations will continue against the perpetrators.
We continue with our conduct of focused military operations to hunt down the other members of this Ajang group.
And the military changes its tune on the possibility of a suicide bomb attack. Also, is it about time to lower the minimum age of criminal responsibility? Philippine National Police Chief Director General Oscar Albayalde joins us live. Thank you for joining us. I'm Pinky Webb. Authorities are exploring all possible angles in their investigation on the deadly Jolo Sulu bombings. This after 4 persons of interest in the explosion deny their involvement. Also, military officials are now looking into the possibility of a suicide bombing attack and its possible link to the recent Zamboanga City blast. And talks of lowering the criminal or the minimum age of criminal responsibility. Is it time to change the law? Let's go straight to the source of the story. PNP Chief Director General Oscar Albayalde. General, welcome back to the show. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
So, umpisahan na po natin 4 persons of interest. That was seen on the CCTV. We've shown this over and over again. They turned themselves in, saying they're not involved. What's the status now?
The status is, of course, they're no longer persons of interest, but they are still in the list. No? But now what remains is the suspect, si Kama talaga, because we had an operation against him a few days back, where we had an encounter with them. A certain Yusuf was killed during that operation.
May I clarify that, sir, before I go to Commander Kama? Hindi na po sila person of interest itong 4, itong
Yes.
pinapakita po natin.
Yes.
But they're still in the list. What does that mean? I don't understand.
I don't know if they're still in the list or probably the Jolo PD will probably remove them from the list already, because remember, these are all affidavits from them. Yun lang sinabi nila. Of course, that has to be validated also. Yes.
But you said hindi na sila persons of interest.
Probably not anymore. If probably they will be profiled by the local police already. Kung wala naman talaga silang involved, then probably they know the families, then pwede silang matanggal dyan.
What did the police tell you so far, sir, in terms of the investigation of the 4? Because one was saying, sir, 4 po silang nag-surrender, sir, no? At yung isa po sinasabi, isa po siyang teacher.
Yes. So far, yun naman ang sinasabi.
Yeah.
That has to be validated. All the statements should really be validated by our local police.
Okay.
And also by our intelligence operatives.
Yeah. I just want to talk about this, sir, because if the teacher, 4 po silang nagpakita, pero may isa lang po ang kumausap sa media. At siya po, sinabi nga niya, he's a teacher and he needs to clear his name. At, medyo nakakatakot dahil people are pointing to him. Let's listen to a portion of, it was David's interview with one of the ex-persons of interest.
Nakakatakot din kasi hindi mo masabihan na, wait, hindi naman totoo yan. Merong mga taong you cannot control.
Sir, doon sa 4 na lumabas, doon sa persons of interest, sino ho ba tong teacher na to doon sa 4?
I don't exactly know their names.
No, sorry. I don't need their names, sir, because they wanted it. Pero yung sa CCTV, sino po siya? Isa lang siya doon sa 3. Kasi di ba 4 po sila, tas yung isa ran the opposite direction. He was part of the 3, I'm assuming?
Yes, probably. Because you could not really probably identify over the CCTV because the CCTV is quite far. No? So, yung face kasi is not clear. And probably he'll be able to say kung sino siya dun sa CCTV.
Okay. But yung lumalabas ho kasi, sir, is that he was with his student.
Yes.
Kasama daw niya yung kanyang student. And it appears that the student is supposed to be the one in the green jacket. Is that true, sir?
I did not hear their statement, and I have not heard their affidavits, Minky. So
Okay.
I cannot confirm on that.
So, because this happened yesterday, medyo bago pa po yung balita. Okay, so now, ito ata yung sa green jacket, sir. So, here's the thing, sir. From our interviews, the story really is they're persons of interest because suspicious yung kanilang galaw.
Yes.
That's number one. Number two, this man ran the opposite direction. That's why I guess there was a suspicion on him. Sinabi po kasi ng authorities that one of them was a member of the Ajang-Ajang,
Yes.
or one of them was Commander Kama.
Yes.
Tama ho?
Yes, that's the impression actually. That was the impression earlier. So that has to be corrected. Because in the CCTV, remember, it's a far CCTV and it's not, probably it's not even digital. So the face is not really clear. No, the face is really clear. Or probably the place has a semblance on the face of the suspect. And probably the age. No, the age bracket is the same.
Ang lumalabas ho kasi, sir, sinasabi na-identify yung isa na si Commander Kama. So, nagkamali ho ang otoridad. Ganun ho ba? Plain and simple.
It's the person who probably identified in the CCTV. No, remember, as I've said, the CCTV. If you will see the CCTV, it's a bit blur. No, it's a bit blur.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is, probably they said that is because they have a suspect in mind already. Because this alias Kama had been threatening this specific cathedral already ever since he came back from Sabah.
Did the authorities make a mistake, sir? Ganun ho ba? Doon sa four persons of... Nagkamali ho ba ang otoridad?
On the identification on the CCTV probably. No,
Yeah.
I mean, kahit ako, if I'll see the CCTV, if I do, of course, if me, the person pinpointing to Kama, who probably I haven't seen for quite a long time, no, then I have a suspect in mind. Probably, I said as the semblance on the face, probably the age bracket. It's possible.
Totally understand that, sir. But what I'm trying to say is, if they are innocent, there are four people
Of course.
here.
That's why I think they did what's best. No, they turned themselves in.
Sabi
Now
mo-
they'll be able to clear their
names.
Yeah, their names.
So
of
one of
course.
the persons of interest were saying that they will not be filing charges against the authorities, but an apology will be appreciated. Is this something that the police or the military are planning to do?
I'm sure they've done that in Jolo already. They were able to talk to the provincial, no less than the provincial commander there.
But as head of the PNP, sir, kayo ho ba? Is it tama ho ba? Is it within you to also say that, you know, we made a mistake, I'm sorry? Ganun ho ba?
Well, if they'll talk to me probably, but it's basically within their level, the PD. I've talked to the PD already and yesterday, and he said that he will be talking to them also. Anyway, these people were not actually operated on, no. Sana kung if they were identified, then they were operated on in their respective residence. Then we made a mistake probably, no. Dito kasi is the identification, and it's a good thing that they really turned themselves in.
Absolutely, sir. But you identified people who could have been not the perpetrators of the bombing.
Yes.
Diba?
Yes.
My understanding, hindi nyo naman hinabol, but
Yes.
still, ipinakita sa TV, galing po sa police at sa militar, na ito yung apat of persons of interest. And then they're saying, no, I'm a teacher, no, I'm a student,
Yes.
ganyan. So,
Well, at least they are only persons of interest. The police or the military did not say that they're suspects already.
but it was shown to everyone, sir. It was blast.
Yes, that's the reason you show it to everyone, so that the people and the person that will see the CCTV, if it's not him, then he will have a chance to explain himself. That's one thing good for showing the CCTV.
Okay, so just to be clear, it's an apology important here. Kailan ho ba or you're saying kailan si PD will look into
I
this?
think so, because I was not the one who identified them.
Yeah.
So, but of course, why not? No, this is a very simple, probably.
Yeah,
No?
exactly,
Why not?
sir.
Why not? Yeah, why not?
So you're open
Yes.
to an apology. You were talking about Commander Kama, who is part of the Ajang, which is a part of the Abu Sayyaf. So, lumapit na sana ang police, nagkaroon ng aerial also strike in the area, pero nakatakas
Yes.
po si Commander Kama. Tell us more about that operation,
Yes,
sir.
that was a part of the hot pursuit operations, no? Because of with the intelligence information that we got, and also that this Commander Kama is still inside Sulu. So actually, this is their base area, no, yung Sulu. This is the center of gravity, itong si Kama. So ito yung ginagawa nating follow-up operations. Then after that, of course, yun nga na-encounter sila. So if probably Kama is not responsible for that, why would we engage our troops and escape?
Sabi po ni Brigadier General Pabayo, Joint Task Force Sulu, saying, he describes the challenges, maybe for those who are wondering why it's so difficult to find a person or a small group regarding this. Let's just listen to Brigadier General Pabayo's statement.
Maliit lang sila, small group, so parang we are looking for a needle in a haystack. They are trying to evade as much as possible. So nakita niyo naman kung gaano kalawak yung pinaglalaruan ng mga tropa natin.
Doon po sa mga katulad namin, sir, na hindi naman talaga alam yung area, I could just begin to imagine how big of a challenge it is.
Yes, it's really a challenge. Remember, the one challenge there is they're being kept or being kept by some people also. Remember, mabigat dyan yung kamag-anak, no? Kamag-anak, that's the very, very important thing here is the community participation. No, if really the community will participate and give us intelligence information, this will all stop. No? Ito ang pinaka-importante.
Yun ang pinaka-importante,
yes,
sir.
So, because we lack the technical equipment yet. No? So we rely so much on the information that the community gives us.
In fact, that happens. Attempts are foiled because of the cooperation of the
Yes,
community.
remember in Bohol.
Exactly,
Yes,
sir.
remember in
Di ba
Bohol.
sila
Yes,
nagsumbong nun?
yes.
Okay, sir, is it back to zero in terms of the investigation? Because wala na po yung 4 na persons of interest.
No, because we have the suspect already. It's not back to zero. We have the suspect and we will pursue him.
All right. So, if it's Commander Kama, it's still the Ajang, it's still the Abu Sayyaf group behind this Jolo Cathedral bombing.
That is, of all indications, they're the ones responsible.
General,
And in fact, they even I think they already openly admitted.
General, let's talk about the suicide bombing. What do we know so far? The president saying it is a suicide bombing. Prior to that, sir, let's be honest here, hindi ho ba ang military sinasabi po hindi siya talaga suicide bombing. Tapos lumabas po ng statement ang Pangulo, sinabi niya possible suicide bombing. DILG Secretary Anyo, I spoke to him, sir, sinabi niya we're really not discounting that this is a suicide
Yes.
bombing. What is the side of, what do you know? What can you tell us, sir?
Well, first of all, when I gave my statement, I also said that we're not discounting that there's a suicide bomber here. No, because remember, this is a church. No, everybody that goes to church, about more than 100 of them, they know each other, and that church is highly threatened. No, there's a threat for so many years on that church. Really, that's why it's being guarded by our armed forces of the Philippines, and most of the churchgoers there, they know each other. So how can you put down a large amount of substance of explosives inside, leaving it there without being noticed?
Is it
That's one.
confirmed, sir, that babae ho talaga? Kasi
That
yun
we
ang-
cannot confirm. That we cannot confirm whether it's of male or female. We cannot confirm that because there were no security forces that freezed those churchgoers
Coming in, going in the
inside. Yes,
cathedral.
going in the cathedral.
Yeah. So-
before there was.
What is confirmed? That there was it confirmed that there was a bag that was left in the, I don't know, sir, fourth pew?
If it's really left or not, that's you have to confirm on that too. Because if there's a suicide bomber, then you don't have to leave the bag. Remember what happened in Lamitan when the bomber really disintegrated?
The van.
Yes,
Opo.
in Lamitan, no. The same probably what happened here. If really there was a suicide bomber inside, well, with that large amount of IED.
Yeah.
no?
In fact, I was asking the general about the bomb how big this could have been in general, just for the, so we can begin to really understand how big it is, sir. You're talking about a bomb that's what, 3 kilos? Which
Well,
would-
the EOD, they could not confirm, but they could surmise that probably this is about 2 kilos up.
And if it's 2 kilos up, sir, that's times what, 2.2 possibly? So we're looking at 5 pounds, maybe 6 pounds.
Yes, and it's placed in a bag. No? You cannot put him in, even in between your legs, probably, or even probably
Sa
put
katawan
it
mo,
in your
hindi
body.
kaya.
No?
Kailangan talaga, it's
Probably
in a container.
In a container. And then they use actually a container. That's what our EOD found
Yeah.
out. They use a thick sheet.
Yung sheet?
Yes.
Yeah.
A thick sheet that served as the shrapnel already.
Yeah. Ibig sabihin, pagka mag-explode, yung thick
Yes.
sheet na yun,
Yes,
sir,
thick
yun
sheet.
ang...
It would go to pieces. That served as a sharpener. They didn't use any nails or what.
Yeah, yung pong
Yes.
sheet na yun. All right, this is the source on CNN Philippines, still to come. We'll also talk about the Zamboanga blast, and we get to know the PNP's take on the move to lower the minimum age of criminal responsibility. PNP Chief Director General Oscar Albayalde will still be with us after the break. Watching the source on CNN Philippines, our guest today, PNP Chief Director General Oscar Albayalde. Sir, sinabi niyo ho kasi kanina, dapat normally they're supposed to be frisking,
Yes.
di ba, papasok nung cathedral. Kasi when we were talking with the general, what you were telling me is that yung mga sundalo po nasa labas.
Yes.
Wala naman po sa loob. That's hence, yung second bombing,
Yes.
papasok na sana sila, dun sila tinamaan. Bakit po walang frisking nung araw na yon? Are you saying walang nangyaring frisking nung araw na yon?
Well, probably over the years, wala kasing nangyari. There were no incidents, no? Because most of the incidents that transpired in the previous years were only like throwing grenades on the streets. Kaya yung street na yon, sarado yon, always.
Parang merong nga
It's
daw
always
perimeter.
closed, yes. It's always closed. Kaya siguro, they medyo nag-relax na rin ng konti. It's because so many years, wala naman nangyari.
Yeah.
No? But before, when the threat was really high, they have this desk before the door of the church. But of course, medyo maselan din tayo pag babae, no? Remember, we medyo sensitive tayo with regards to gender, no? Especially so in Mindanao.
So what we know so far, you can confirm is, obviously, there was something that was placed there, but you cannot confirm what the president said, that it was a woman.
It's really possible, but what I cannot say if it's a woman or a man.
But definitely after that, kasi lumalabas nga couple, sir.
Yes.
Ngayon, iba-iba na yung nationality
And
na
remember, the
lumalabas.
president has unlimited source of information.
Yeah.
No? It probably didn't come from us, or probably it came from other agencies. No, what's really a fact here is meron talaga sa loob.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah.
And if
no
you
doubt
leave
about
that
it.
large bag, and as I've said, medyo aware yung mga tao dyan. And they will be suspicious already. If you're living there, you go out, leave a bag, medyo...
Yeah. So hindi ka masyadong
Mag-iisip
naniniwala
yan.
sa theory na gano'n na posibleng lumabas yung babae. Kasi nga, magtataka yung mga churchgoers kasi magkakakilala sila doon sa
That's one
cathedral.
thing.
Yeah.
That's
All
one
right,
thing.
I understand that, sir. So, what about DNA? This is also talked about. Did you order this, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you explain? Paano ho
Well,
ito?
that's one thing. So that we'll be able to see now if those really, the body parts that were recovered will be matched on the 21 dead bodies that were recovered also. And then we'll be also testing the DNA of those relatives who claimed the dead bodies. No? Medyo malaking proseso, but
Mahaba
we
ba
really
yun,
have to
sir?
do this,
Yeah.
no? Just for us to be able to see what really happened, what really transpired, and who is really responsible for this, if it's really a suicide bomber or not. No, alam ko talagang napakahabang but we have to do it.
You have to start somewhere, sir.
Yes.
But this process, how long could this possibly
Well,
take?
it's a bit, although I gave directed that it will be the soonest possible time.
Yeah, but how long are you looking at? Would this be months, sir? Or
Probably not. Probably not. Probably no. Yeah, probably not. Because we have our own DNA testing already. We're capable of the DNA testing already, the crime laboratory.
So maybe in a month you'll have some initial information, sir?
Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about talks about the nationality of the couple? Are we certain that they are foreign?
Yes, probably. If we get the DNA, then we'll be able to
Yeah.
establish the nationality.
But you're not concluding that yet, sir, that they are foreigners?
There, Pinky, what's based on experience, wala pa kasing even a Muslim brother, a Filipino Muslim is not really capable of doing this suicide bomb, especially so inside a place of worship. Us Filipinos, we are really very sensitive on this. Remember, even in Marawi, we could not even hit a mosque, right? It's because us, we always go to the church, the place of worship where we worship. It's because we believe that we'll be saved by our God, no?
Yeah.
But inside our places of worship. No?
So with that, you tend to believe,
think,
sir, that
yes.
it's because of that is your tendency to believe.
That's one. That's just one. No, that's just one. And we had not had any experience of a suicide bomber who is a Filipino or even a Muslim, a Filipino Muslim. Wala pa talaga. And sabi ko nga, because of that sensitivity that we had.
So, sir, the DNA testing, I guess my question is, I know this is really difficult. I don't know if we even have the, technology or the
Yes.
expertise talaga dito. Pero the only reason I'm saying that, sir, is because dismembered, mangled bodies, kung saan-saan po, unfortunately, and it's very hard to really say that, but you're going to find bodies all over that you can't
Yes,
possibly
actually, we're
identify.
finished already with the 21. With the 21 dead bodies. We're already finished as of yesterday.
You're finished with what?
With taking samples. Yes.
Sir, let's just find out from you what the situation right now is in Jolo ngayon.
Well, it's quite normal, although the place is still locked down. But, the lockdown, that's not necessarily mean nobody can go out and get inside of the place, no? But really, the security measures are really very strict. Those coming in from Zamboanga particularly are being checked. And there are several checkpoints there. And we will see lots of military men outside the streets as of this time.
Sir, Zambo Blast, what's the latest there?
The Sambo Blast, well, there are angles that we're looking here is, related to the Jolo Blast. No? Because that happened so many years back also. May nangyari dito, the casualties are Christians, then the Christians, this is just to probably give a strong message that probably these Christians also, they can do the same. Because remember that happened 12:20 a.m. So probably they didn't know that people were actually sleeping there. No?
Inside
remember
the mosque.
those imams or Muslim leaders, they were there for a visit only. No? That's just like an overnight yata. They asked for a place where they can really rest. So probably those perpetrators really did not know that there are people there. But what we know here, it's really intentional. It's because they put off the light on the post before they threw the grenade. So talagang siya, it's not hindi yung nilakad tapos basta tinapon. It's not like that. So this one it was really probably meditated.
Yeah. Also to take away any suspicion or any I don't know, sir, CCTV.
And one of course that we're looking here is yung away, yung between Muslim factions. That's another. So yun yung tinitingnan is because there's also this long time rift between factions of also religious groups between Muslims also in Mindanao.
All right, we'll be taking another short break. We'll be right back. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. General martial law. Is martial law justified in Mindanao?
Well, do we have to justify after the Jolo Sulu? Well, probably. No, this is what we're saying. No, katatapos lang ng bombing. This is basically the reason why we the law enforcers and also the security forces and the military and the government is asking for an extension for the martial law.
How about a prelude to a possible nationwide declaration of martial law, sir?
That I don't know. I cannot probably second guess the president on that. Pinky.
But would that be something you would support?
Well, as of this time kasi naman, there's no threat on outside Mindanao. Although we have this information and all, but as of this time,
What information?
These are all intelligence information. You know, there again people sa Viber and social media, the malls again. These are all rehashed and
Sir, ito na lang tanong ko. Is
information.
there a threat in outside of Mindanao right now? Outside of Jolo and Zamboanga even?
We assume that there is. Although we get no information, but we assume there is.
It's
That's why
better
what
to-
we hear, especially here in Metro Manila, you see this trend,
I saw it,
especially so in Baclaran.
Nakita ko din, sir, actually, I saw that last night as well. Sir, just also, I wanted to get your take on the lowering of the age of responsibility. Saan ngayon ho ba kayo dito from 15 to 12?
Yes, it's because, Pinky, over the years, if you see our statistics, mali nga yung statistics before that we showed. It's because yung ibang crimes were not included.
Which one? The 2%, sir?
No, those involved, minors involved,
Yes.
more than 12,000. It's actually 40,000, more than 40,000. It's because during that time, some crimes where the minors were involved were not included. So after collating all the data, the statistics, we're able to collate around more than 40,000 from 2016, not only for 2018. So there are as young as 5 years old who are involved in rape. You could just imagine that. And if you will see the data, yung 10 years old, that's when the involvement shoot up. Yung involvement of the 10 years old at the age of 10, especially so on robbery. On illegal drugs, about 10 to 12 pataas hanggang 17 years old. So I think it's just right. And, we have to be in cadence. We have to be in cadence with the changing environment that we have. Remember, our physical environment changes every time because of this technology. Remember, unlike me, probably when I was young, no TV, no cell phone, no
Wala
from
internet.
school, you go, internet.
Yeah.
Now you see everything in the internet.
Yeah,
There's violence.
But you don't believe, are you telling me that you don't believe what the experts are saying, that 12 is too young, sir, that masyado pong bata ang
Remember,
12?
in other countries, they're as young as 6, 7, and 8.
Yeah.
No? But the most important here is they have the system, they have the good program. Yun siguro, because as I always stress in this bill, this is not all about law enforcement, Pinky. No, this is not all about law
Rehabilitation,
enforcement.
sir.
This is not basically about law enforcement. It's about rehabilitation. We have a good program, and of course, the education of our children. Remember, when you put them inside the Pag-asa,
Bahay Pag-asa.
Pag-asa, what do we do? They just play. You give them food.
Yeah.
You have to give them education also, so that when they come out, they will be at par or the same level as those with their peers outside. So hindi ma-develop yung inferiority complex, no? That's very important.
So you support this, sir. All right, we've run out of time, unfortunately, sir. Maraming salamat po sa inyo. I know you're so busy, General Albayalde. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much,
Good to have
Pinky.
you,
Thank
sir.
you. Good morning.
Thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.